Good evening and welcome back to Wargaming Whenever, the Wargaming show where we talk absolute nonsense and basically just upset all of the massive nerds that are out there. It's fantastic. If you're a massive nerd and you were upset by my previous statement, good, mission accomplished.
See you next week.
Yeah, you can go now and we'll see you next week where you
Maybe.
can come and be upset again because you know that you love being upset.
Because why else do we play Warhammer?
I mean, why else would you play a game where you hate the company that makes it because they're constantly gouging you for cash?
And it's not a relaxing game. It is not fun.
Look, some people enjoy being stressed.
Yeah, that's probably also why our suicide rates are so high.
Wow, this got dark quickly, especially given that tomorrow is Are You OK Day.
Well, I suppose if the question isn't asked.
I suppose.
This isn't the Kiss Army, don't ask, don't tell.
Look, just take care of yourselves.
Please.
It's good. Take care of yourselves. Someone loves you. I don't because I don't know you, but I'm kidding.
And
I love everyone. Everyone's great except for you, Terrence.
As long as you're not one of your sons, the Emperor loves you.
Yeah, the Emperor does not love his son.
Worst dad ever.
He really is. Although, look, of all the Primarchs, I think we can all agree that Perturablo is the most justified in turning against the Emperor.
Yeah, no. Peter Turbo for president.
Although I heard that at the end of the Great Crusade, he was in fact paralyzed and possibly a candidate for going into the Golden Throne. His back was broken in every possible place after carrying the entire heresy by himself.
A broken back, you know what that means. Peter Turbo is Batman.
He really is Batman. Even invented a mad virus. Wait, no, that's totally different. Wrong one.
I must say, like, as far as the Primarchs go, Peter Turbo is probably the least interesting as far as I'm concerned. I just don't care about him.
See, I respectfully disagree.
I have no feelings for or against, which in my books means I nothing him, which makes him the worst by default.
See, for me, I have no feelings for the Lion.
I hate the Lion.
I feel so indifferently about him. It's not funny.
He's more Fabio than Fulgrim. I can't stand it, but I'm biased because I hate Dark Elves. Dark Elder. No, not Dark Elder. I love Dark Elder. Hate Dark Angels.
I think you just hate anything with dark in the front of its name.
Little bit.
Because I mean,
I know it makes me sound like a police officer now, but
wow. No, we don't talk about that here. That's the other podcast. That's the other one where we attempt to do the political compass test just for the lols, and it turns into, at this point it's up to at least a 4-part series because we spend 20 minutes discussing every question after we answer it and never get through them.
So how far removed is this from the politics podcast?
Like 4 days removed.
Because this is probably one of the darkest intros we've ever done.
Look, if you want, we could do a really dark intro. Just give me a sec while I set up a screen that's nothing but black. But anyway, I am now officially broke. Because I went and visited James' workshop here in lovely Newcastle for their several, I think it was like 26-year anniversary of the Newcastle store or something. A whole bunch of years. The store's been around for ages. It is a shoebox on the main street of the CBD. Like literally, it is a shoebox. They have 2 gaming tables in there, and they only just barely fit.
Barely.
But
I remember going there like
it's so The staff are great.
I remember going there like 15 years ago, and there was like maybe 10 people in there, including staff.
I don't know how you would
And
fit 10 people in there.
well, that's the thing. I was basically just made it through the front door. It's like a tiny little fish and chip shop.
Hmm.
That's
Real
literally
estate
what
in
it is.
Newcastle is at a premium.
To be fair, real estate in Australia is kind of no. That's for Sunday.
No, that's Sunday night. Wrong night, Cal.
It's not even my podcast.
So I picked up. Look, I picked up a new army. We were talking about Chaos Demons last Wednesday night,
Yeah.
and I did the thing.
He
To
did
be
the
fair,
thing well.
Look, my bank account is not happy with me about it. I mean, I've got some demons from all of the Chaos Gods. I got the book. I also got some stuff for my Iron Warriors to flesh that out a bit more. I could probably run like a 3,500 point Chaos undivided list at this point.
And then pack up by turn 2 because you've run out of hours in the day.
Yes, which was what happened last time we tried to do a 3,500 point game. We did 2 turns, and then we kind of went fuck it with the rest of the game and just had Magnus move forward, murder Castellan Crow. Castellan Crow nearly murdered Magnus, even though he was already dead. And then Drago ran in and went stabby stabby.
Magnus lives.
No, Magnus died. Magnus definitely died.
I still remember the time that Zach and I played a 6,000 point game, and I accidentally flipped the table.
I also remember that. That was hilarious.
He wouldn't play me for like 2 weeks.
Accidentally.
It was so mad.
To be fair, I totally get that.
But it was such a terrible game. We had made so many mistakes because we'd never played a game that size. And our deployments alone kind of screwed us because we kind of ran out of places to start putting things, and it all just went horribly wrong from deployment.
Yeah, it's always deployment's fault.
Always.
Wait, no, that's a work reference. We don't talk about work here.
No, Sunday.
That's a Sunday thing. But yeah, so look, we'll go. I'll tell you all about the oh so fun list that I have planned as my jumping off point for souping demons with my Iron Warriors. So of course, Iron Warriors is the Legion. Duh. We've got a beat stick of corn. I mean, a demon prince with wings. Mark of Corn, Zal the Wrathful. Comes to like on the charge. It's like 11 strength 11 attacks that hit on 2s. I think we found a way to put some rerolls in there as well. And then they do D3 plus 3 damage each.
Ugh. I love it.
Basically, he's a fast beat stick. We have a Master of Possession, who is Mark of Slanesh. That will become important later. Pact of Flesh and Warp Marked. We then have a Warp Smith with the Demon Smith Warlord trait, and then his standard stuff. That's important for keeping various vehicles alive.
Yes.
We've got a min unit of Accursed Cultists, 2 units of Legionaries, 5 Marines, Plasma Gun, Plasma Pistol, Power Sword. Pretty simple. We've got 8 Warp Talons, 2 Vindicators with Sea Shields and Havoc Launchers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Demon Smith Warp Smith is for, because he can boost both of them to hit, so they both hit on 2s. Got a Forge Fiend, which we can then use Demon Forge Strat on to boost it to 2, so all of my heavy support's hitting you on 2s.
Yay.
Ectoplasma Cannons, all around, should be fun. Helldrake, Bale Flamer. That's for the actual Iron Warrior section of the list. Now for my 25% of Demons, Chaos Undivided, because we want some of everything. We've got a Mask of Slanesh, 9 Bloodletters, no, 10 Bloodletters, because it's 9 Bloodletters and a Blood Reaper. So standard squad of Bloodletters, standard squad of Demonettes, and the standard squad of Pink Horrors, which means I also need a box of Blue Horrors. Which should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how the horrors work because they've got a 3-up demon save against ranged. So unless you're
Yes.
getting in there and getting choppy with them, they're going to last a while.
Fantastic for back objectives.
I was thinking midfield objectives for them.
Yeah, that too. But I was just thinking, like, if it goes for the further back they are, the more chance they are of only taking ranged, which makes them very annoying to start to try and get rid of.
I suppose.
And and they're one of the cheapest units. What's 10 of them, like what, 70 points or something like that? 80 points?
No, that's the Blue Horrors. Pink
Blues.
Horrors are 150 points for a squad of 10.
Okay.
Because the Pink Horrors also include half their number, mathematically speaking, in Blue Horrors, because each time a Pink Horror dies, you roll a d6 on a 4+, you get 2 Blue Horrors. So I was running through this hilarious scenario in my head where I take Auspex Tactics advice and just roll 6s.
Yeah, just 6s.
There's the solution. So you kill 9 of them at ranged. I then roll all 6s for the split, and now I have 19 horrors in front of me.
There's a flaw in your plan.
Is it the rolling all 6s part?
Yes, but not because of the split. Because if you're rolling all 6s, you've saved them all, so they're not dying in the first place.
True. This is very true. But look, the point is, probably not going to have that many die because of the 3-up demon save at ranged.
Yeah.
I don't plan on them being in combat. They might. If they get in combat, they're probably pretty dead. Let's be honest. 6-up in combat, not great. But I think they should be pretty durable for 150 points.
Yeah.
Throw them on a midfield. I've got the Raptors, Helldrake, Demon Prince, pressing forward, as well as my Master of Possession will also press forward, and this is where giving him Mark of Slanesh comes in. He can then warp Locus. As far as I can tell, you can do it as many units as you can fit within the 6-inch radius of him. So unit of Demonettes as well as the Mask of Slanesh for just a bit more pressing forward come turn 2.
Which makes fun. I'd also like to give kudos to GW for being able to sell so many horrors that may or may not actually ever see the table.
Yes.
Because I'm guessing if you take those to tournament, you're going to have the models there to be represented just in case.
Pretty much. To be fair though, how much is I already pulled the plastic wrap off them and took the price tag with them. I think a box of Blue Horrors is only $60 anyway.
Yeah,
I was
but
surprised by how
for
cheap
10
the boxes were. Well, the Blue Horrors, it's 20 models because the Blue Horrors then have their own split where you kill a Blue Horror and you got a 50% chance of it becoming a Brimstone Horror.
This is what I'm saying though. Like, look at all the extra boxes you're buying.
Yeah, but the Blue Horrors kit includes 10 Brimstone Horrors.
Yeah, but only 10. Like, we're talking a min unit and they're splitting in 2. So potentially you're going to have from 10 pink horrors, you're going to go to 20 blue. And then from 20 blue, potentially...
No. The Blue Horrors only split into a single Brimstone.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still 20 more.
Yes.
So you
but let's
2
be
more
honest,
boxes.
What are the odds of that actually happening?
It doesn't matter the odds. You have to have them there prepared for potential.
No, if you don't really, because you just miss out if you don't have them.
Yeah, but what meta player wants to miss out? No, to be fair, what meta player is running horrors?
Yeah, but you're not going to find yourself in that situation because first of all, you do the roll after that unit finishes attacking.
Yes.
And the odds of them wiping out just 9 of the unit and not the whole unit seems kind of unlikely. to start with, which means then you're getting your blue horrors straight away. Even if you do roll a bit lucky, you're not going to get all of them at 4+. It mathematically can happen, but it's so unlikely. I don't think it's a contingency you realistically need to plan for.
Yeah, but you're still going to have to buy enough of more of them. Like, you can't run statistics. Like, you can't buy one more box and say, "Oh, I'm only going to get 5 of these split into 10." You're still going to have those few extras, and the only way to get those few extras is, if we're talking tournament, we can't print. So now we're looking at a whole nother box.
I suppose. Look,
Like,
I'm going to run them a bit and see what actually happens and see if I do need additional ones or not.
Because that $60 box just turned into $180 for the unit.
Yes. Makes it seem less. To be fair, that's a lot of plastic crack.
That's what I'm saying. Kudos to GW for selling stuff that you may not actually ever need, yet you actually need it.
Yes. Look, I'm going to put pink horrors on a middle objective, see what happens. They'll probably get flamed to death.
I'm going to just make sure that I start attacking it with things that cannot wipe the entire squad.
Just because you want to see them slip because you find it funny.
I find it hilarious. And that's for one unit. Imagine if you were actually taking like pure Zinch and you have multiple units of these things.
Yes. Although, to be fair, if you take... Who's taking pure Zinch demons?
Actually, I've seen a couple of guys do it recently. Yes, in the demons group. But they've actually been doing really well. The flamer bombs are ridiculous.
Oh, look, the flamers of Zinch are mental. I do want to get some at some point. I'm just not sure how I would go about using them.
I thought you were going to say you're not sure about how you're going to purchase them because they're sold out fucking everywhere.
Well, that too. I'm going to wait for GW to nerf them when they start doing really well at tournaments, and then I'm going to buy all the cheap ones off eBay.
Like I said I was going to do with the Void Weavers.
Did you end up getting the Void Weavers?
No, because while they were slightly nerfed only in points, it wasn't enough for people to... Like, there was no limits. They were still kept to the 3 per unit.
Not quite as bad as the Orc buggy treatment.
Yeah, well, to be fair, look at how many fucking buggies people were running.
There was a lot of buggies, and I hated it so much because that's not how Orcs is meant to be done.
No, they're not the Green Tide by any means.
I want a Green Tide, at least 120 boys. At least, bare minimum.
And that's just a Friday night.
Yeah, and that's for a friendly game. If you play Orcs and you can fit your entire army within the deployment zone, you haven't taken enough boys.
If you play Catachan from any edition previous and you can fit your army on one Ute trailer, you have done something wrong.
Fair, cool.
I remember playing again. A friend of mine actually used to play Catachans back 4th, something around then. Actually, no, it was a Eye of Terror era. And there was just so many. Like, his deployment was one of the most painful, and generally you'd find like his brother used to come and watch, and like, so it'd be him, me, his brother, and we're all just pulling these Catachans out of like cardboard boxes and just trying to put them on the table, and then he kind of push them all into a pile of, this is one unit, this is another unit. And it didn't matter where they went, as we didn't even care about deployment zones back then, because that's another hour of setting up that we didn't have.
Yeah, who cares about deployment zones? Just put them on the table somewhere. It's fine.
I remember if we were playing Russ, which that was his name, Russ. Hello, Russell. We would actually remove terrain off the table because we were not prepared to sit there for a 45-minute movement phase while he was trying to measure every single one up to make sure he doesn't... It was good. You know, you get those players that, oh, that's close enough, and they've somehow moved 12 inches. but just these massive, massive units that we did not want to wait around for. We wanted to throw some dice, and it was horrible. I don't think we've actually ever finished a game, because by the time we do that and pack up and all the rest of it, we're only actually at the spot for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Painful army. Would love to revisit it.
Fun armies from the past. We used to play 2,000 point games with 4 people, and we used our living room rug as the gaming table. And we had 2 cats that would just randomly like run through, and we never trained them or anything, but somehow they would just move between all of the models perfectly to avoid knocking anything over.
Feline bombardment.
It was just like, yeah, good fun.
Good fun.
The days when I had to worry about fighting basilisks, because they would just bombard the shit out of you.
They used to really be something.
Look, we need to make basilisks great again.
It's kind of back in the day when las cannons did something.
Look, las cannons still do something. It's diddly, but it's
It's
technically
minor.
something.
It is definitely something.
I mean, to be fair, in that 3,500 point game I played against Chris the other weekend, I had 6 las cannons in my Grey Knights list. They did something. I don't know what it was, but there was something.
It made somebody else roll dice.
I took an occasional pot shot at Magnus with them, basically.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, las cannons used to be almost the be-all, end-all of the game there for quite some time, and now it's the occasional pot shot.
Although, I think the highlight of that game by far was when Drago hopped out of the Land Raider with his paladins, saw a vortex beast, and was just like, "You're fucked."
No, please.
Good times. So how'd the game you were playing earlier go?
Yeah, no, good. Well, good for me. So here's the
cheated, obviously.
Well, yes and no. So this was the first outing of my physical Night Lords.
Oh, so it was a physical game. I thought it was on TTS.
No. It was a real people one.
Real people.
So we only took 1,500 points, just to be something semi-casual. I took. I'm just looking for my list.
Amongst your 10,000 lists you have in
I
Transcribe.
have every stupid little idea I ever have. It's
I swear you have a list in that thing for every time that I had, for every simulation that I had to run in my spreadsheet, all 10,000 of them.
Pretty much. And they were just the things worth noting. So yeah, no, with our obviously Night Lords, we did play Neff.
Boo.
Yeah, wasn't great. So obviously I took a Demon Prince with wings.
Of course, as you do.
Yeah.
Undivided or
and
Corn?
Tzeentch.
Ooh, Tzeentch. Interesting.
Yes. For 2 reasons. One, I like kind of shrugging off the first miss saved. That makes
fun.
it makes things very, very tanky. Like, you only think, okay, it's only 1 shrug off kind of per turn. But that's generally enough to kind of do something, especially when you start talking character with Lookout Sirs and that kind of thing. So yeah, no, he gets the claws of Stygan count. I don't know, it's the Night Lord's claws, basically.
Yep.
Which they are horrible.
Horrible good or horrible bad?
Horrible good for me.
Okay.
So the Night Lord's claws. I'll read the actual rules.
And the whole rule, of course.
What's a whole rule?
the thing you're meant to do.
I get told. Okay, so they are +2 strength, which is taking up to strength 9. -3 2 damage. Each time the bearer fights, it makes 2 additional attacks with a weapon. Each time an attack is made with a weapon and allocated to an enemy model, the enemy model cannot use any rules to ignore wounds lost. Which didn't come into play too much, considering I was playing against Harlequin. Which was another downside for my opponent, given that I have been a clown player for many years. I knew the army a little better than he did, which also played to his advantage because I keep thinking of how I would play them. So I was a little more defensive in what I would do. Like if I was, say run up the field a little bit.
Yeah, you're expecting him to run Cornet clowns.
Yeah, they can definitely reach. And it was the complete opposite. It was meta clowns. So there was so he took a Shadow Seer, 3 troop, 3 lots of troop. Only 1 had access to special weapons, which I thought a little strange, but okay. It might have been a point thing because we were only playing 1500.
Probably.
And they were in a boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was 2 units of 3 bikes.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 units of 3 Void Weavers.
Of course.
And of course they were light.
So
I still haven't made them do that much, to be honest.
Oh, Zach's here.
Oh, Zachary, just in time. We're talking about elves.
Just a sec, I'll just load up the anti-Semitism counter.
We were just going through my game from today.
Yes. How did that go?
Very well. I was pleased. Yeah, so just a quick recap for Zach. So we played 1,500 points in Neff.
Boo, Neff.
I took my physical Night Lords. So Demon Prince with wings and the claws. The Night Lord claws.
You tried to make Dirty Fighter a thing again, didn't you?
Dirty Fighter was a thing. It definitely helped.
It's not a thing.
It is a thing.
It's not a thing.
It's done. You've told me this now many times, and there's now 2 instances where I've been happy with it.
I mean, look, it's probably more of a thing with the Zeech Prince than a Slanesh Prince.
Yes. What else did I do? Yeah, so there was him, a Master of Possession. I did still have the Vox Demonicus on strap on him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's can't deploy. The enemy opponent can't. Well, the opponent, enemy units can't deploy within 12 inches of you.
It's not terrible, especially with elves, but.
Well, I was actually thinking because the guy I was playing, I know he has a webway. So I thought that would be fantastic because if I can kind of get him into the webway, they're not coming in from it.
That could be. That's a question, and that's a question I'm going to ask right now. Try and answer right now is. Yeah, that's a tough one because it's like, is it deep striking or is it a transport?
Well, it just says it.
But I think it would be a strat res or a deep strike. So yeah,
I would play it as well. Let's have a look at the ruling. What does it say?
I just read it, and yeah, I think that would probably be considered as a something that would be affected by the Vox Demonica.
Yeah.
Your mum's affected by the Vox Demonica.
I know where you live, boy.
But yes, other than that, I had just standard legionaries with Balefire Tomb, Marcus Inch, and the Icon. They actually did a little bit better. To be fair, I was playing against something that doesn't have Armor of Contempt, and I was getting the extra AP.
Yes, and also you weren't playing against Custodians, which don't care.
Yes, exactly. Actually, the Night Lords thing on clowns was pretty nice. Because clowns
don't have the best leadership.
That's what I'm saying. They're only an 8 leadership just about across the board. So by the time the Demon Prince got in there,
Yeah,
that knocks him down to 5. And Night
Yeah,
Lord,
exactly.
yeah. Not that I needed the extra one to wound when it came to elves, but
No, he's like, oh no, I'm winning on 2s or I'm winning on 2s.
actually, what did really help me there was my Demon Prince still has Death Hex on it, so it's taking away inbounds.
That would have been very
That
nice.
would be very good.
That would
was
have been very
lovely.
good against elves, because then the AP comes into it and they just don't
get a save.
You're dead.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
see, like, and the greatest part of that is like I could throw that onto another unit that was just open to being shot while the Demon Prince is in fighting something else. And then I still took 3 obliterators. And now please remember that again, it's me rolling in real life. Those obliterators on Hail did
Oh Jesus!
very close to maximum shots every single turn. I think I did not roll
But
under
Cal,
a 4.
weight of shot doesn't do anything.
No,
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows you have to use the biggest gun, otherwise everything will survive it.
Yes, there should be a basilisk per troop.
Yes, you should take 1 basilisk for every point in your army.
Iron Warriors should be able to take Legion, Basilisk, and Medusa. I will
so much
always
fun.
encourage this.
But yeah, and then I ran my Helldrake just because my conversion is very pretty. And yeah, Flamers.
I saw a better one. Your
Flamers
conversion
lovely.
sucks.
Oh look, if they do a Trader Guard Codex and it has a rule for souping with chaos, similar to what demons have, I will get 3 basilisks straight up, and I will go 50% Iron Warriors, 25% Chaos Demons, and 25% Trader Guard.
And then all you'll have to do is hope that Neff changes and we get some CP back.
Well, we
No
just don't
CP.
play Neff because Neff is stupid.
Neff is fine.
No, it's not.
So
Look,
I was having this
I like
discussion
the
with Grace.
idea. I love the idea that I heard being tossed around earlier this week about some places considering running Tempest in their
It'll
tournament.
never happen because all of the meta players will piss and moan.
Well,
You
they
can
can piss and
imagine the
moan in the
comments.
corner by themselves.
Because God
like when they're
forbid they
at home.
can't build around taking the same fucking secondaries every single game.
Look, if you have to build around taking the same secondaries every single game and you do not have the mental capacity to be able to be flexible and agile, then
I hate that word.
I know, that's why I said it.
They don't want to be flexible and agile. They don't want to be
Agile.
challenged. They want to win. And they only want to win.
Well, then they can stop being massive cucks.
Well, so
It's
look, if you don't want to
It
be
is
flexible
so
or
boring.
if you don't want to be flexible or argyle,
Don't do yoga.
But see, Reese and I were actually talking about this today. His biggest issue with it was drawing secondaries that are just terrible.
So that is a thing. It's not as bad as, say, open war, where it's like you can't get rid of it. It's like you have to kill the enemy flyer. We don't have a flyer. Everything is infantry. You know, kill an enemy Lord of War, kill an enemy demon, kill an enemy whatever the fuck. There is like that is indeed a risk, and it can hurt sometimes. Like I have lost games 100% because I've just had bad luck, and every single like 2 turns of just shit. You know. But
and as you could imagine, in a metagame, if you're starting to draw cards like that, there's some table flips.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. I could see a lot of banhammers coming.
Yeah, but
Just
that's why you know what cards are in that deck. You know what secondaries you can potentially get. You should be building your list around the fact that you could get any of them, and you need to be able to do most of them semi-competently.
Yeah.
Well, so
you have to build a flexible list. Shock. Fucking horror.
I know. So just build
Imagine
a
that.
flexible list, and then it's not a problem.
Well,
Or
see,
be willing to spend the CP to use the strat to discard one.
See, the idea that I liked was, while list building, or even when you turn up to the match, you pick a secondary for yourself. You then pick a secondary that you and your opponent share, and then you draw a card.
That could be interesting.
Because my biggest issue with Matched for a little while, Neff has kind of made it even more so, is other than it just being boring, there is, especially in meta, there is more chances of coming to a mirror match, and there's no actual interaction unless something kind of crosses over. Like if both players grind them down, for example. Like other than that, you almost don't have to have a second player to play. It's that interaction that's starting to kind of being taken out of the game as far as meta is concerned.
That's always been what meta games have been like. It's like, how do I build a list that is the least interactive possible for my opponent? Is like, I just want to reach out and touch my enemy, and then they die. And that's why competitive is just so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Because
it's not even that, but like
it's like 9 Void Weavers. It's a billion broadsides that hide behind cover and can move and shoot a billion shots hitting on like 2s or some bullshit. And it's just it's boring.
Yes. And so look, I will 100% agree with that point. It is. I don't like the interaction's been taken out of the game. Like that was the whole kind of point of the game. It's gone to a point of strategy where your actual strategy is just being nowhere near the enemy. Like you just do you. Like
it's a valid tactic for fighting Death Guard.
Yeah, but that's because Death Guard move like an inch.
True.
Like you turn 3 before you have to worry about a Death Guard player actually being anywhere close to you if you don't want them to be.
That is a good point, and that's basically where my mind goes to every time Zach talks about Death Shroud Terminators.
I love Death Shroud Terminators.
I know you
put him in a fucking Land Raider.
No, because Land Raiders are shit.
They're not though.
No, everyone else's Land Raiders are not shit. Mine are shit.
How are yours any more shit than my Grey Knight's Land Raider?
Because your Grey Knight's Land Raider gets benefits.
Like?
Literally anything. Do you know what my Grey Knight, you know what my Land Raider gets?
Las Cannons?
It gets Armor of Contempt.
Sorry, I said that wrong. Las Cannons shot into it.
Also, yes. So it gets Armor of Contempt.
Cool. So it's my Grey Knight's one. That's all it gets.
Speaking of shit Land Raiders, the
I can
Land
theoretically
Fortress.
put a 4-up invuln on it, but with Armor of Contempt, there's no need.
Yeah.
It's just poo. It is poo.
It
is
not.
Pointless.
You're wrong.
It is a poo model.
It does its job very well,
No,
which is
it
deliver
doesn't.
my Terminators
It
to where
doesn't
I
do
want
its
them to
job.
be.
Do you know what else delivers your Terminators where you want them to be?
Deep
Teleporting.
Strike. And then
Walking.
they get shot when you fail that 9-inch charge.
3 movement phases.
Walking.
Yes, and they get shot.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for you, my Terminators have a 4+ info and -1 damage, Armor of Contempt, and a Toughness 5. So
boring.
Just but
boring.
It's just, and then the 1,000 Sun one. Like the problem with the Land Raider is it's not a great transport because
it's a fine
transport. You only take it really to put Terminators in.
Yeah, and
but
I
only take 5 of the cunts.
6. I take 6.
No, 5.
No, because it's a Land Raider Redeemer. I take 6.
Fine. Anyway.
You know what its redeeming quality is? 1 extra Terminator.
Yeah.
That is its redeeming quality.
Like, let's just. It's not that great a gun platform. It's an okay gun platform. It can take 10 things or 5 Terminators A Rhino can take 10 Marines. A
And
Rhino
no
costs
Terminators.
70 points.
Yeah, but you can't take Terminators in
You
a
can't take
Rhino.
Terminators
I don't want to take Terminators in a Rhino.
Yes, you
I
do
want the
that,
Terminators
and
to
you know
warp or
it.
teleport. And then you can probably get something that is a better gun platform.
Yeah,
We
like
just
the
with the remainder, the remaining 100 and fucking 65 points that you've got.
Is that another? That's another Plague Burst crawler.
That is literally another Plague Burst crawler.
Yeah, but that's not helpful when you're already taking 3 Plague Burst crawlers.
But I don't take 3 Plague Burst crawlers. I only
Well,
own 2.
that's
Yet.
a you problem.
Well, I'm gonna buy another one. No.
Do it.
And
Dare
more
you.
Blight Haulers.
Ugh, fuck.
I reckon you should play fast. The fucking that speedy list.
There
of
is
Death
no
Guard.
speedy list.
That
Death
is
Guard
I
only
think
all
one.
Jack needs to do a speed
All
Death Guard
drones.
list. Fuck off.
Anyway,
All drones and mowers.
Look, you do that, I will just take nothing but Dragos. We'll scrap the only allowed to take 1 rule. I'll take nothing but Dragos.
cool. I'll take both Mortarians and Magnus. There'll be 3 Demon Primarchs, and 2 of them are the same Demon Primarch.
Yeah, but how many points? Look,
No. One of them's going to be Alfarius.
Would
One
you
of them
scrap the
does.
rules? So that's 1,500 points of Demon Primarch. I'm happy with that.
how many Dragos can I fit in 1,500 points? He's 180.
Several.
Actually, two
You can
Mortys,
take multiple Dragos.
2 Mortys and a Magnus has the same amount of obstac as the entire Banana Codex.
It
Look,
pretty
I
much
can
does.
take 8 point. I can take 8 1/3 Dragos.
Excellent. He's dead
Worth it.
because Magnus will just unmake him in the
See,
mind bullets, and then he'll get
That's
chopped.
where you're
Everyone
wrong, because
wins.
he's ignoring 1/3 of them.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He ignores 1/3 of them.
Anyway, the point is, averages are irrelevant because the dice gods are fickle.
Because we're just going to take Auspex Tactics' advice and just roll 6s.
Exactly.
Which
It's a long
means-
game.
I'm going to roll 6s for all of my shrugs, and I'm going to ignore all of them.
Well, see,
Zach?
if we're only rolling 6s for the game, I will let you do all of that, and I will just take 3 min-size units of Aldari Rangers, and sit on the objectives for the 5 turns. You do as you please. I'll roll my 6 saves. I won't even shoot, and then we'll tally up points at the end.
Kill points.
What
We'll
if?
play
What
kill
if?
points.
It's just look. It's just fucking. I would have no problem with that if I had Upsec, but I don't because I play Custodes.
Look, Obsec is
And 2
obsolete.
Mortarians.
I play Custodes with 2 Mortarians. in
Yep, that
support.
sounds about right.
I would love to do a mixed game of faction where we're still counting as Battleforge for strats and
God.
Oh, let's just do 3rd edition again.
Let's
I
not
remember
do
playing
that.
a game at James' workshop where I controlled like a small bunch of Chaos Space Marines and a fucking Bloodthirster.
because that's
Mm.
all you could fit into Games Workshop Newcastle.
Yeah,
Well,
that's all
that
you can
is
fit in
also
there.
part of it. But and then it was like, oh, who else was it? And then there was like Necrons with a monolith.
The monolith.
The monolith, the 3rd edition monolith, the single most unkillable fucking thing in the game.
Fantastic model.
Unless you're deep striking and you've landed on terrain.
Which I
The only way it
always
dies
did.
is if it kills itself.
That is all. I swear, for the
Um,
entirety of 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th edition, every time I would deep strike my monolith, it would fucking mishap and get destroyed.
So all the way through 4, 5, 6, and 7, your answer for 8 was go and spend more money on a Tesseract Vault.
Yeah. Okay. This piece of shit is bad. I'm going to spend more money on a more expensive piece of shit.
Look, I really like the Tesseract Vault model. And to be fair, I made work pay for it, so.
To be fair, magnetizing that Tesseract Vault was fucking pure genius. That came out really, really well.
Yeah, but I'd actually, the thing is, on the one hand, sure, yeah, it allows you to be versatile. But on the other hand, who the fuck takes an obelisk?
Nobody
People
knows
that
in
don't
10th.
like winning.
It's like, you know what? I want to take the Tesseract Vault. Oh, that's unfortunate. So I'm just having a look now. So, well, I don't have 100 points, so I'm going to lose 2 wounds and anything good about the
Gain a
fucking thing.
toughness. You gain 1 toughness.
Oh, I
from
do.
closing
Wait,
it
it
up.
goes to tough. Oh, it goes to T8. And,
I'm pretty sure it loses its 4-up invuln as well.
oh, yeah, no, it doesn't have an invuln save.
Because
Okay, actually, no. It does have some interesting rules.
The Vault has a 4-up invuln.
It has Death Descending, basically giving it Deep Strike.
Yep.
Not terrible. Hovering Sentinel. If it remains stationary, then when it shoots, you get Assault 6, Strength 8, Damage 2 Tesla Spheres. Still 24 inches, so they're kind of useless.
That is spicy, though.
Especially since
and
you
then
haven't
you
moved.
can pick an enemy unit with fly within 24 inches, and you halve the move characteristics of models in that unit. And if it's an aircraft, you roll 2d6 for each point by which the total exceeds that unit's toughness. They suffer a mortal wound.
Look, I'm
It's
thinking
a lot of work for a mortal wound.
It is a shit
I'm
model.
thinking
That's 300 points.
I need to take one against Chris
It's
when he takes
four,
his
though.
I need to take one against Chris when he takes his Helldrake, just so that I can like gravity wave it out of the sky.
You can do that with your own Helldrake now.
Yeah, but
I
what's
can
the
do that with
average
my own
roll on 2d6, Jono?
7
Cool. You'll get no mortal wounds.
on average, yes.
And then in the command phase, because it's Demon Engine, it'll get that wound back.
It'll get that wound that you didn't take off it back.
Yes. At which point I will go, see those Locust Heavy Destroyers over there? That Helldrake's now dead.
Good. Now you've wasted all your Locust Heavy Destroyers on the stupidest thing in your army.
Oh, this is
fine.
the point is that
Like
Death
I
Guard
pay
have
165 points for a Helldrake, so I have a really nice flamer that moves like 60 inches.
Look,
That's
that is the
It's-
reason I took it.
It's not a terrible flamer.
It's not, especially with Galaxy Burn.
Hmm.
I need a Telemon.
Look, I think we can all agree.
Double fist Telemon with Eternal Penitence. Cop my 7 strength 16 punches, bitch.
Is that more than twice my toughness?
I don't care about you. You'll never take Nurgle. You'll never take Nurgle. No
you're
one
gonna
takes
tell 'em-
Nurgle.
To be fair, I did build that Night Lord list with like a different attachment from every god. The Nurgle one was by far the worst.
It's because it's not a good rule.
No, it wasn't. And I don't even really see of how I'd make it work, to be honest.
Nurgle's
Like, it's just-
fine. Although that
it's-
being said, even in my undivided Chaos Demons add-on for my Iron Warriors, no Nurgle.
That's a weird choice because Plague Bearers are probably the winners of all of the basic infantry in the Death
Look,
Guard.
I will try them.
Yeah.
At some
P5,
point.
2 wounds. Fuck.
Look,
4
here's the
plus.
thing.
Fuck.
The Plague Bearers are the same cost as the Pink Horrors, and the Pink Horrors just excite me more.
But we've already discussed this. Pink
What?
Horrors, for every box of Pink Horrors you buy, you have to buy another 2 boxes of Blue Horrors.
Yeah, because you can't put them
Yes.
together.
Unless you start plinching off like little blue bases or something that you then click on, but you still have to buy another box.
Look, I'm just gonna make sure that I don't. I'm just gonna roll bad. That's my solution.
Just tell your opponent you cannot target this unit unless you're guaranteed to kill them fucking all.
Yes. And watch, Chris will flame them, thinking he's guaranteed to kill them all, leave one alive, and then
9 4s.
9 4s, and I'll be like, fuck.
Back in a minute, I've got to give James some money.
James, take my money.
James, see that dividend you paid me? Please pay me in Blue Horrors.
I mean, like, look, they're not terrible. They're not. Like I said, that's the thing with there's nothing terrible in the book, except maybe. Well, some of that's kind of pointless. I think from memory, it was a bit.
I don't.
I don't see the Soul Grinder being as amazing as everybody's kind of pointing out to be.
Oh, the Soul Grinder's fine.
Like, it's okay, but I don't see why people are running 3 of them in Zinch.
I don't either.
I don't understand people.
It's like
Maybe
okay,
1 if you want something close combat-ish.
you got a Harvester Cannon. Cool. You got a Flame Bombardment. Cool.
Look,
Like, it's not terrible.
when
Like
it comes
heavy
to the
D6
Soul
strength 8
Grinder-
minus 2/3 damage. It's fine.
because I'm running my demons primarily as an
Yeah, that's not
auxiliary
difficult
detachment
PS3.
with,
No weapons for that. That's not bad.
with my Iron Warriors, I don't see the point of a Soul Grinder because I've much funner heavy support stuff in my Iron Warriors list.
Like Nurgle would make way more sense. Or
Like, for you
Zinch,
playing
Zinch is like, oh, I get a 4+ save in combat. Who gives a fuck?
So for
That's
for
all you
fucking-
get. Zinch, you get a 4+ in combat. Meh. When you could get 2 more attacks, meaning you get 7 of the pricks, or you could get T9, or you could move fucking 12.
Or if you're playing Iron Warriors, I still think Jono should be taking Bellicor. Everything's supposed to be sitting up the back anyway, and he's just going to tank.
That's all
If
well and
people
good,
can be
but if he
scared.
takes Bellicor, he doesn't get any army rules.
That's fine.
Which
Yeah.
means
No, actually, no.
which
He
means
can take
the
him.
point of taking Iron Warriors, which is you get no rerolls to wounds against them,
Yeah.
No.
goes out the window. He doesn't get Let the Galaxy Burn. He doesn't get Wanton Soup. He doesn't get shit.
Or he puts it in the Demon Detachment as
No.
Disciples of Bellicor with a Horrors as a troop choice.
No,
Yes.
because then it's not Disciples of Bellicor.
You can still run that
No, you
through the rest
can't.
of it. You can.
He does no. He explicitly does not get the Agents of Chaos keyword, no matter
Yeah.
what. Which means you can't soup him and keep rules. You can only take him in a Disciples of Bellicor detachment.
Look, I definitely want to keep Iron Warriors rules because
Or
the fact is the Iron Warriors rules are really good.
And if you take a Disciples of Bellicor detachment and an Iron Warriors detachment, you lose both of their rules
Yes.
because you're using 2 different armies.
Yeah, because you break the souping rules.
You need
And
to
this-
read the fucking books.
No, this is why Ninth sucks.
Because Cal can't just do
because Cal
whatever
can't
you
do
want.
something stupid.
Well, it's like that section in the Demon book that I found the other day where it's got this big title and it says the rules and it looks very limiting and I don't like it.
You were one of those pricks that Tactics mentioned. Those fuckers that were summoning Slanesh demons with Elder.
Oh, if I was playing in 7th, 100% that would have been me.
Look, I'm just surprised that it was me that came up with the whole just make your custom dynasty called Custodes. I'm surprised Cal didn't come up with that.
To be fair, I was putting fucking Wraith Knights and Wave Serpents.
How?
We went through this because Raw is written.
I mean, where does it say that you can't put? Does it say you can't put a
It's
vehicle on a
not where does it
transport?
say you can't, it's where
It's
does it
because
say
the
you
transports say that
No,
it's
that's-
infantry
that's not-
only.
That's not how it works. It just says that it can take them. I was like, fine, done. I'm not going to argue. You don't know. Like there could be like some fucking miniature warp portal
They
in there.
still haven't fucking changed it. Each Wraith construct model takes the space of 2 infantry models. It can't. Oh wait, no.
They have
No.
changed it.
Here's the problem.
Is there an addendum now?
Oh no, never mind. The Wraith Knight doesn't. It can go. That's a shame. I thought that the Titans also counted as Wraith constructs and then jump packs. But yeah, no. Look, honestly, Obviously, you can't put a fucking Wraith Knight in a Wave Serpent.
I didn't
But
say
the
that in the book.
rules
Where
are
does
not.
it say in Rare Rules that you specifically cannot put a Wraith Knight in a Wave Serpent?
Look, Cal, I dare you to take that list to a tournament and try that.
Actually, no, it does say because it's each transport. No, it does cover that because this model with it has a transport capacity of 12 Phoenix Lord, Unrathay infantry, or Asayani Craft Lord infantry models.
Look, the
And Wraith
players,
constructs take up 2. It's not a but you could be a facetious cunt and
like, if I can find the old Angron model,
What do you mean could be?
will be. But see, like the meta players are having enough issues at the moment at GTs with putting 10 possessed in Dreadclaws because that hasn't been updated.
what?
Why?
Oh, the Dreadclaw thing. That's because
Yeah.
that's it's Forge World. They'll get updated sometime in the next 12 years.
Yeah, no, some people are saying you got to use common sense. Other people say read the fucking rules. Where does it say I can't?
Look,
Yeah.
I would just like
Common
to point
sense
out.
is for cocks.
I would just like to point out that common sense, by definition, is stupidity.
Yeah.
Because your average person is an idiot and not an expert in anything. So if you ask your average person a question about anything, they will give you a bad answer. Therefore, common sense, aka sense that is common, is by definition stupidity.
And now if you ask that same question to a meta player, they'll give you 3 stupid answers.
Yeah, but that's just because they're meta players and we hate them.
We do hate meta players.
Actually, no, we love meta players.
No, we don't.
Love taking the piss out of them.
Yeah,
meta players have propped up this channel for the last 8 episodes.
Honestly, though, the Demon's Codex, it's
perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Powerful
To be
combinations.
fair, yeah.
But that's actually it. It's like it is very balanced. Like there's nothing obscene, and anything that's like I will say though that there's certain things like some of the warlord traits. It's like you will never take this because I can take one warlord trait, and I'm so sure as shit not taking this one.
To be fair, that's like, every codex. You usually get 2, maybe 3.
That is true. But this takes it a whole step further. Like there are times where you go, where was it? There's a couple of or like psychic powers and shit like that.
Yeah.
That you're like, okay, I get to keep. I think it's more relics actually than warlord traits.
Or if you start talking Slaanesh and like one of your strats out of a very select few is specifically Elder.
Yeah, Chef fucking hates that. He was very displeased about that. But it's it's
fluffy.
It's fluffy, but it's not as bad as with the Iron Warriors or with Thousand Suns, where they've got stratagems that are like specifically fuck these specific loyalists. Because they also have like 9 other stratagems in that category.
Look, I really want to fight fucking Imperial Fist with the Iron
You'll never fight Imperial Fist because no one fucking plays Space Marines because they're boring.
They are boring.
And look, the
people that want to play Space Marines play Horus Heresy because it's fucking interesting then.
The people that want to play Space Marines just complain that they actually have to go through all the units to find out what would work.
You mean just all of the Primaris Lieutenants? Because that's just all that's in that book.
God, they've got too much stuff.
Wait, correct me if I'm wrong, but the big thing that I noticed with the Demons book is that it has a lot of HQs, and yet it is still not as many HQs as there are Primaris Lieutenants.
Yes. No, that would definitely be there. But HQ heavy we've been seeing for quite some time now. Like even with squats, there's 12 units in squats. Like 12 new data sheets, and 5 of them are HQ choices.
Why do you need that? No, I want like choices for other slots, please.
Can't relate. I have. I mean, I go. Oh no.
Zach has something.
Death Guard have like 6.
Yeah.
2 of them no one takes because it's a Chaos Lord and a Sorcerer, and they're both poo. Why would I take those when I could take a Demon Prince? A
So what-
playcaster, a Lord of Contagion, or a Lord of Virulence.
What kind of grinds me now is like clowns. They have 2. They've got like one from every slot, and then 2 for HQ. Actually,
Yeah,
no,
well, they've got
sorry, and
the,
2 for elite.
That's enough.
The-
a
for
Shadow
army.
Seer and a Troop Master, yeah?
Yeah,
And a
that's
Troop
it,
Master has to be a Warlord.
if you take him. So
Hmm.
nobody's been taking him. Because if you soup, it specifically says that the your warlord has to be from your elf side.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you can't take a Troop Master.
Well, that's the thing of how far are they taking the line with Raw? Because rules is written, it has to be your warlord.
Because, like,
I can hear Zach's brain breaking from.
no, it's not breaking.
This is where we come back to the common sense thing, though.
The
Just
stupidity
can you
thing.
fucking just
Yeah.
fuck off?
No,
But there's just, like, don't get me wrong, like the guys that write the codexes and the rules, for the most part, do a pretty decent job. The issue is when you start opening things up to the general public, and you have all these different minds that work in all these different ways, they then find what is the actual hole in this.
More to the point, they go looking for the hole because, you know, these people don't want to have fun, or they do want to have fun, except their version of fun means no one else has fun.
That does sound like fun.
No, it's not
no,
fun.
no.
This is why we don't play games with you anymore, Callum.
That's why I've had to outsource. I
Look,
haven't been outside the house for more than work for months.
look. I really want to fight Cal's Night Lords just because I want to show him that they're not good.
They are not good.
Look, they're
They're not bad.
fine against
Well, they don't-
anything
again,
else
they
that's
don't
got a
auto-win,
starty.
so therefore they're bad. As we saw on that person being like, I'm so sad that I can't kill one single model and make entire units run away.
Yeah, it's
Wow, you have balanced rules. That is truly fucking terrible. So I can't one-shot everyone's entire army in one turn.
I know
So
it's just terrible when you can't one-shot your opponent's entire army in one turn.
It
the
really
worst
is
thing
just
ever.
the worst.
It's like, why bother playing if you can't just end the game in 30 minutes?
and this is exactly why people are going to start to take 3 land fortresses.
No one's going to take 3 land fortresses.
I am going to take 3 land fortresses.
Okay, no one who isn't a complete and utter non is going to fucking take 3 land fortresses.
Look,
They're
Cal-
not even that good.
I think you need.
99% of Warhammer players are going to take 3 land fortresses.
I think
No
Cal
one is,
needs
because
to take
people
land.
didn't spam fucking hammerheads.
Look, Cal, I
that,
think
that did happen for a little while there.
in
No, it
preparation
didn't.
for squats, you need to do a list that is built around 3 Chaos Land Raiders and fight Zach with it. I want to see how quickly he flips the table.
I won't flip the table because I'll kill them because they're shit.
And then you know what happens when you kill them? I'll get my 6 Terminators out.
And then I'll kill them.
No, 5 Terminators because there's not a Land Raider Redeemer because fuck you.
Oh, there's probably something stupid like an Achilles or something like that.
No, the Achilles has less people in it, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Also,
course
the
it
models for those don't exist anymore, unfortunately.
Models for a lot of things don't exist anymore.
Hmm.
And then we have
Ooh.
Forge World, like they're still bringing out new beautiful things in the shittest resin imaginable.
Yes,
Well,
it's very true.
12.
Like,
But
how-
to be fair, that was the shittest resin imaginable.
Like
The
how
Land Raider
fucking-
Achilles.
How fucking excited was just about everybody when there was like a new Horus model, and they're like, nope, it's Forge World.
Oh.
We're like, yes, Horus and plastic. No, Horus and resin again.
Yeah, so you can take 3 Terminators in a Land Raider Achilles,
And I will.
or 2 Obliterators.
Nope, I'll take 2 Obliterators.
Of course you fucking will. It does have a quad launcher, which is not the worst.
Yeah, but look, think about it.
Still for the points, not worth it.
3
But it's 270 points. It's not worth it. Yeah, multi-melters.
3
Volkite
toughness
Culverins.
9 Land Raiders with 12 las cannons. And they're the new souped up las cannon.
You
How
don't
many
have
Land
12
Raiders?
las cannons. What the fuck are you talking about, cunt? You've got 4.
Across 3 of them,
Oh,
3
thought the
times
Chris-
4 is 12, Zachary.
I thought the Crusader just got their bolt was
I
replaced.
was like, do you have a Terminus Ultra? Is there a Chaos Terminus Ultra now?
Yes, there is now a Chaos Terminus Ultra, and
It have to be one.
Marnius Calgar still can't ride in it because he's now Primaris.
Yeah, sorry, that's a bit.
Actually, that's another issue I have with the Repulsor or Impulsor, is having the assault vehicle. That's fantastic. I fucking hate that it's only for Space Marines though.
No, no, it's not for Space Marines. It's for the Space Marines, the Space Marines,
The
Space
spaciest
Marine.
of Marines.
the betterest of us all.
Yes, the Primaris. But I do really like that rule, and I would have loved to have that on Alpha boats.
You mean like how
look,
Land Raiders used to have?
Elf boats need
Kinda,
to
yeah.
just die.
Remember
Well,
when you could
they
move
can too.
and then assault out of it? Yeah,
Yes.
well, we took all that off everything, and then we put it on a Primaris transport.
Yes.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Look, Primaris have
Just
to
like they're
have
going to do
all
with
the good
the
stuff, so
armor
that
of
they get.
contempt.
It's, you can take it off everything, you just only put it on Primaris Marines, and then literally no one will play Space Marines.
No.
You'll watch all Space Marines just.
What's going to happen is they're going to release Codex Primaris Lieutenant, because they have enough data sheets to just have a codex dedicated to that one unit.
All 68 data sheets.
All 69 data sheets of
They
it,
actually don't have that many lieutenants.
and
Yet.
they will all have
1, 2,
armor of
3,
contempt.
4. There's 4. There's 4. Oh,
There's
it's
already
5
twice
if you count Lazarus, the fucking dark. Oh, wait, I'm only looking at the Dark Angels. Never mind. 1 second. All chapters. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't be bothered going and having a look to see which of these fucking named fuckwits are actually a lieutenant in disguise. We'll just say there's at least 12.
Click on the keyword, it should pop up with the Dropbox.
Yes, good point. Thank you. Sometimes you're an idea man, Lieutenant.
Yeah, it's 'cause
1,
I did
2,
that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10.
Look, that's double digits. What the?
Would you like to know how many troops options I have as Death Guard? 3!
1. You
Do you
have
know how
1.
many troops options I have as Harlequin?
Do you know how many troops options I have as just being me?
There are literally like
Actually,
4, and like
with
that's not including Forge World or legendary stuff. There are like 2 or 3 times as many HQ options in Space Marines as both Custodies and Death Guard combined.
I mean, Zach, with my Iron Warriors with Swooping Demons in there now, I have 6 troop choices in my list.
I'm proud of you. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 troop choices for the Space Marines.
And 5 of them are unique.
No, they're literally just the same as the other ones.
In my list, they 5
right.
out of the 6, 5 of them are unique. I only copied one time.
Elite's choices, which I actually don't begrudge them this, because the different chapters do different shit.
How many captains are there?
Whoa.
Too many. I need.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
There's some lag.
Look, that's just because NBN is short for no.
No, it's because there is too many. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now we get to Forge World. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Now we get to legendary stuff. It's 29, wasn't it?
Yes.
30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38 captains.
So out of 38 captains, they only have 942 other Space Marines before they're at their limit.
Yes.
Wow.
It's
unless you're Templar, then what codex?
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
Look, I wonder if they will split Space Marines off into like Firstborn Marines and Primaris just to make it look less stupid.
No.
Well, so they kind of already did.
Did they? Did they really?
We have Horus Heresy now. Like if they start for kind of,
AKA Space Marines with personality.
which is ironic because what they used to before they became old grizzled is when they were still bright-eyed and twinkly-toed, and they're still looking around like, we can actually do this.
And now they're like, no, we can't do this.
When everybody was still actually a brother.
And like, look, to be fair, most of these things don't have unique models. They are just data sheets. But it's the fucking... It's the...
The actual worst part is they haven't bought out any ridiculous number of data sheets. It's just they haven't sent them away like they have with just about every other faction.
Yeah, every other faction's introduced stuff. Yeah, no.
Yeah, like they get kicked back to legacies, and then they get kicked out just after that. But for some reason, Space Marines have kept a massive, massive chunk of all of their units as they've been updated and upgraded. Like, and I get it. Like that's
You
their
can't
poster
upset
boy.
Space Marine players.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, they don't exist.
Look,
I don't know. No.
I know maybe 4 people in real life that play some version of not traitorous Marines.
But do they Space Marines their main army?
Yeah.
Then they're fucking... You're making them up.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they have side armies, of course, but that's out of all my years and after owning a fucking shop,
you know,
where you think these people should come out. Yeah, I know 4 people that play Space Marines as their mains, and we're not talking like Grey Knight players or anything specific.
You're talking Codex Space Marines.
Yeah, like I've played real life games against Gilliman of all fucking things.
I fought him once. It was not a good time. It was with the 8th Ed Grey Knights Codex, which was hot garbage.
Well, that's a little bit of James Workshop's fault, a little bit of your fault for running it.
Oh, look, that was entirely my fault. I also took a Land Raider to a tournament with Grey Knights. What could possibly go wrong in 8th edition?
Only everything.
Look, everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
I just really don't like dice game.
Look, the important bit is...
We should just make all dice rolls results of paper, scissors, rock from here on out.
Just make it that the dice rolls always perfectly average.
Always a 4.
Everything that I'm up like custodians. I'm very happy with that. I've had the Death Guard. I'm pretty happy with that most of the time too.
Are we? Is that per dice, or if we're rolling?
No. The roll of the roll as a whole is perfectly average. So if you roll 6 dice, you'll get 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, and 1 6.
Perfect spread across everything.
Perfect spread.
And you know what? It's
you're on 12 dice. You get 2 of each.
It still makes it worth taking the shuriken list.
Nothing is worth taking the shuriken list. I hate that list.
Look, that list is fun.
No, it's not.
That should have been a medalist. I am very surprised that it was not taken.
I'm very surprised it wasn't taken because it's boring.
I'm not at all surprised it wasn't taken.
It's boring.
I haven't even played the full version of it because it's so fucking boring.
I'm not at all surprised it wasn't taken.
To shoot you and you don't do anything.
And here's why I'm not surprised. Because who the fuck wants to assemble that many Guardians?
To be fair, in
Guard
the original...
players, because they assemble way more fucking guardsmen.
Fair point. No, see, guard players don't want to do that because they already assembled so many fucking guardsmen.
No, they look at 220 Guardians and just think, I've put together more Lehman Rosses than this. And that was for my patrol detachment.
Look, the important bit is
that's getting bad.
That my Helldrake is going to flame all of Zach's army to death.
It's not going to.
It's,
And
It's
the
gonna
new
one
guard,
hell-
It
one
and the
really
new
hell-
won't.
guard book is
We-
having Lehman Russ as his troops.
We know exactly what will happen with your Helldrakes, John.
Units
You will
of 10.
put them somewhere that they should not be, and they will get one shot off the board. Like every single flyer you've ever run in your life.
Look, I'll learn one day.
No,
maybe.
you won't.
I
You
learned.
still haven't learned how to position flyers because not running the night side doesn't mean you know how you've learned how to position it. It just means you went, I don't know how to position this without it dying. So I'm
No.
not going to bring it.
It was fuck close combat with Necrons. It doesn't work. It was bad at the time, and then I started playing Grey Knights, and they're a lot of fun with close combat.
That's why I play Custodies. It's so much fun with close combat.
But look, the Helldrake's going to be mad fun because I'm just going to flame you.
You're not.
You're going to need
am.
a second one.
I'm not like, that's a lie. You are, but it's not going to do anything. I don't care.
That's fine. While you're busy shooting it down, I'm getting everything else into position to give you a.
Jono, we've already established
I'm
that
going
all
to
it
give
takes.
you a demolisher cannon pounding of a lifetime.
Or we've already established that it will take a single unit of blight haulers to kill your flies.
No, it won't.
It's not. You're not saving. You're not distracting my shooting from anything.
Yes, I am.
No, you
You're
aren't.
going to be so distracted because you can't help yourself. It'll spy me at least one turn.
All right, gentlemen. I think we have
Yeah, let's
run a
wrap it
touch
up
over
then.
time.
Goodbye, friend.
Yeah, press the subscribe button, then press the real subscribe button. Unless you're on a platform where you don't have to press 2 buttons to do one action, because the platform's not shit.
But it would be worth it because then I have to eat that many dice.
Yes. Remember, we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and Cal will roll 10,000 dice, and every 6 that comes up, he will eat that die.
And I've just rolled a 6. Thank you.
And it may be a diced onion as well. I will
Look, I'd take that over a dice.
And then we will use all of the ad revenue from that video to pay for his gastric bypass surgery.
Look, in preparation, once we get to 980 subscribers, I will be launching my GoFundMe for my children's college tuition.
The Beg for My Life GoFundMe, because that's all that is on GoFundMe.
Yes, GoFundMe, the largest healthcare provider in the United States.
We've already said goodbye forever.
Yeah, goodbye.